Our next game changer, an entire city. 2013 started out tough for Boston. That deadly attack on the city's legendary marathon shut Boston down. It shocked us all. It was a hard shot. But Boston came back strong and capped the year with some Red Sox pride. Here's ABC's John Donvan.
It was the week a fallen runner got the cover of Sports Illustrated, along with the terror and the turmoil and the response, because that's what it started out as that morning, while the innocents still held a sports story, one of the biggest and oldest and proudest of its kind.
And the battle for second is on.
Bearing the name of the city that has hosted it since forever. And then to have this break it apart. And with 3 people killed, one of them a kid, and many more badly wounded, this sports story became the worst kind of news story.
Get out of here!
That left a hurt in everyone.
This marathon bombing affected people like I've never ever seen before. It was a violation of their privacy, of their enjoyment.
Did you take it as a personal wound?
I didn't take it personally, but I was hurt by it.
But what Mayor Tom Menino did notice that week, as he ran a city under lockdown and in the midst of a manhunt, was how sports became a vocabulary used to address the hurt. How the Chicago press used the simplest of headlines to say, "We're with you, Boston." How the New York Yankees did the same with their rendition of Sweet Caroline, the song that belongs to the Boston Red Sox. And speaking of those Red Sox, well, in 2 great acts, they gave something back to their battered city. Act 1 started with their first homestand at the end of that terrible week, a pre-game tribute to Boston itself, its people, its heroes, a celebration some other towns might have held in a church or a cathedral or on the town square.
But in Boston, everybody also looked at Fenway Park and turned to Fenway Park in this terrible moment that had become a triumphant moment, and to find hope. Why in this city do people go to a baseball stadium?
We love our Red Sox.
Yeah.
It's true. Look at the crowd that day. It's always true. For a lot of people from Boston, being a Red Sox fan is their main way of saying that they're from Boston.
It's very moving. I mean, it's very moving. The first responders there.
We want to thank you, Mayor Menino.
And then they gave the mic to David Ortiz, and what he said was a little moving and a little shocking.
This is our city. And nobody gonna dictate our freedom. Stay strong. Thank you.
Act 1 also saw the Red Sox throughout their season, making hospital visits and bringing survivors to games to throw out the first pitch, and most of all, acknowledging from that ceremony on that this 2013 season was going to mean something different.
We take a lot of responsibility. We know how big of a deal baseball is here. We know how passionate everyone is about it, and we're just happy to get back out there and help the city heal.
I think that's what we're here for. You know, there's a duty, just like everyone else, to come together, and you know, that's what we're going to do.
You do want to be saddened for a second, you know, and celebrate their lives, but at the same time, I guess the American way, you know, is we got to continue to keep chugging and not let that act, you know, slow us down. But at the same time, we do have to take a deep breath and acknowledge what did happen.
And he got him.
Act 2, of course, was how they played this 2013 season. They had been awful in 2012 and not much better in the early days of 2013.
That early part of the season, you were at those games, they weren't playing very well. What were you thinking?
I was agonized a little bit about it, but I always said, we'll get back.
Well, yes, they did, all the way to the playoffs, then the division title, then the pennant, and then they won the World Series.
Well, first of all, I want to say this is for you, Boston. You guys deserve it. We've been through a lot this year, and this is for all of you and all those families who struggle with a bombing early this year. It's for all of you.
They helped the city get back on its feet. They had a real determination, this team.
2013 World Champions!
And on the day of the victory parade, it was the Sox themselves who stopped at the Boston Marathon finish line, where they placed their series trophy just to let it sit there a while, to let it sink in. They'd won. Boston had won. In a vocabulary that came from sports, yeah, this was their bleeping town. It always had been. For this week, John Donvan, ABC News, Boston.
Love hearing that song. Again, thanks to John Donvan for that, and thanks to all of you for sharing part of your Sunday with us today and all year long. And before we go, a big thank you to everyone here behind the scenes who bring you this week every week. Have a happy, safe, and blessed New Year.